Click the links to join channel here or over on Subscribestar. So, escape from New York, snake sex swapped. That's an awkward phrase. But as someone pointed out in the comments, a hot chick in skin-tight leather would be pretty good optics. Think of the scene with Jay and Silent Bob with the three girls who play the jewel thieves, and they're all, they're in those costumes with the Run DMC song in the background. Those costumes are a pretty solid look, but, this is current day, and everything sucks now. Like, you say that, and that's not just something off the cuff. Like, take that to heart. Everything out of the mainstream Hollywood, you're like, oh yeah, everything sucks now. It's like, oh no, because you're pessimist. No, 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 no. Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. When I say everything sucks, it's gonna suck coming out of Hollywood. Am I wrong? And you start looking around at the offerings over the past 5 years. You're like, oh, well, something's going to slip through the cracks. All right, fair enough. Something eventually will slip through the cracks. Yes. They'll do something where they just can't, like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 will probably slip through the cracks. And I think there's another one coming up there. Fingers crossed for Indiana Jones. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Yeah, if that's his last movie and they do something cringe with it, oh God, that's gonna suck. But yeah, okay, there'll be some stuff slip through the cracks, but it's like, shouldn't there be good movies? Like, that should be the default, right? Like, I'm not saying everything's gonna be the peak of the '80s and maybe even into the '90s. From, like, I don't know, '70s to the '90s, there was certainly a really good period in there. I'm not saying it's gonna be like that. You're not gonna get, like, that kind of super super monster hit movies again. But shouldn't good movies be the standard? Like, oh, we're trying to make a good movie. No, 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 no. We're trying to make a progressive. Okay, we'll just get effed. Get it, get it, get it. Yeah, okay, that's going to be the standard. So okay, almost everything is going to suck. Maybe from some small producers, directors. Maybe that would be the place to see some stuff. They just like, they see the opportunity to make something cool, and then they just replace all the cool stuff until it's just another cookie cutter Marxist checklist of diversity, cringe, purse puppies, and Mary Sue's. And when you say that to them, and heaven forbid, that's why I'm not on Twitter. You say that on them to Twitter, and they immediate ad hominem and deflection, and it's about you, and it's not about the movie. It's like, can we just go back to talking about the movies? And you look at them like, you're not going to see the movie either, because these movies, the Elizabeth Banks, Charlie's Angels, and all that, Birds of Prey, and all that kind of just crap that came out. They, keep in mind, those were like $100 million plus movies of garbage that lost $50 million. You look at the left wing who's always saying, like, insulting you for saying the movie sucks, and then you look at them and go, but you haven't seen the movie either. It's like, well, yes, but in theory people should see the movie. But neither one of us has seen the movie because we know it sucks. And it's like, because I'm vaguely on the right in some regards, and I say it sucks, suddenly I'm a Chad incel Hugo Boss. But you didn't see the movie, so your internal dialogue is, oh, this movie looks like trash. I'm not going to go waste $20 on this. But you don't say that aloud, but you still don't see the movie. The end result is the same. It's like, yes, but you were a jerk about it. Because you said, like, woke women and diverse and whammons and like the Phantom Menace and Comicsgate and the right, and it's like, yeah, but the end result's the same. Neither one of us sees the movie. Yeah, I guess you got me there. Yeah. Anyway, they take something cool. We're gonna deconstruct it. So are you gonna, like, reassemble it into something even cooler? No, no, no. We're gonna make something, like, totally unrecognizable. But isn't that kind of like killing the golden goose? Yeah, you mean yeah, pretty much. I mean, you don't understand how the goose works, but you're going to deconstruct it anyway. So, hey, this isn't the Escape from LA I ordered. Yeah, we race and sex swapped it, so it's updated for current year. Yeah, but you made it lame. Oh, you must be istophobic. Touch grass. Diversity is your strength. Yikes, my guy. Go outside. It's just a movie. It's just a checklist of responses. Chad, you're just a Chad incel. Then the movie bombs, like all their woke cancer bombs, and then they blame the toxic fan base. Imagine a world where business calls part of their customer base toxic, where actors and directors do interviews and insult the customers. Like, they're doing these interviews and the actors are laughing with the hosts, calling the customers toxic. It's sort of insane when you think about it. I always see that image of this screeching harpy, Kelly Sue DeConnick, who's losing her rag over some comic book nonsense. I wonder how insulting the audience is working out for comics. The numbers aren't out there because after the Wu flu, a lot of stuff went to digital. So it's kind of hard to track. I'm sure it's not too good. For some reason, Comixology just fired 75% of the staff, which seems kind of odd. If comics are doing well, maybe they're just streamlining. They're probably just. I mean, it's like, how do you have 75% of stuff that you can get rid of, like to streamline? Is there really that much dead weight at Amazon? I think they bought out Comixology. Anyway, in case you don't follow comics, it's all SJW, blue-haired nonsense about how much they hate blonde men. I really mean that, like that specific trope, green eyes and blue eyes. You go through comics and like, oh, make a list of the antagonists and the green and blue eyes. Like, oh, this is like 100%. What do they have against these people? Well, you'll catch on to it with comics. Anyway, so Escape from New York, it was a certain movie with a certain gritty vibe. Movies like that, or Big Trouble in Little China, which was fan-freaking-tastic, or even A New Hope Star Wars. I always try to imagine swapping out a character and seeing how it would go. Could Kurt Russell play Han Solo and vice versa? Yeah, they probably could. They're bring something different to the story, but yeah, they probably could. But could a woman play those roles? No, no. Or could women, say The New Hope, for any of those, like could women play all the roles of those movies? Like could you make an all female led New Hope? It's like, I hate to say that idea out in the universe because like someone at Disney's thinking that idea just pings in their head like the Terry Pratchett universe for how people get inspiration. It's like particles zipping through the universe, finally zap into someone's neurons. They hear that and they go, "Oh, an all-female New Hope, yeah." Or they'll rescue the Princess Leia will be the prince, and they'll rescue the prince. It's like, yeah. Just go for it. Go for it. Why not? Why not just dig up the grave of George Lucas and spin him over as fast as possible? I mean, he's not in the grave, but his soul is definitely long gone. Men are not women, which seems to be problematic these days, to admit that different people are different. Soon it will be politically incorrect, then it will be illegal, and such is the way of the world. At this point, take the thing. Was that the thing? This one that was set up in like the Antarctic or North Pole or something. Big Trouble, Escape from New York, and put like a Mary Sue purse puppy in the role. In fact, have the girl, what's her face, play the role from Star Wars. What was that? That English girl's name? She was the Mary Sue in Star Wars. Because, the Super Jedi. She was like a god character. And like that didn't really seem to follow the first 6 movies or 7 movies. Yeah, whatever. It's girl power. She's like meditating, floating in air, and juggling rocks around it. And you look like, did you see the first trilogy? Because this isn't quite fitting with the powers they're capable of. They're powerful, but they're powerful after several years, and this is not quite. Oh, it was the same for Luke. He went to that planet. He was only there. It's like, yeah, but we don't know how long he was there, and he wasn't that powerful after he left the planet. It was very much a work in progress, as you saw in the last movie, where he wasn't able to fool the giant slug creature. Anyway, you should have got that chick who was in Star Wars. I think she would have been better in Indiana Jones 5 instead of Phoebe Bridge. I forget the chick's name, but I guess it would have been crossing universes too much to have Han Solo and the girl in both Indy and Star Wars. It's like, does anyone remember the Disney Star Wars? It's like that was in and out of the conscious just immediately. So the studio isn't consulting with Carpenter, which obviously is crazy. But it's like with Rings of Power, not talking to Peter Jackson, it would be pointless to consult with the guys who made successful movies earlier, because these movie shows, these things are not designed to be successful. Whether it's She-Hulk, Rings of Power, Willer, The Witcher prequel, Blood Origins, or the rest of the stuff that's coming along, they're more designed to fill space on a digital shelf, to fool people into thinking that the streaming service has more to offer than it does. Yeah, they have a bunch of shows, but they're all horrible. They're like the equivalent of She-Hulk, Batwoman, Rings of Power, Velma. It's just shows on a shelf. So when you show this shelf to say, okay, this is, pay your $14 a month, this is all the stuff, and you go, oh, well, okay, some of these shows look pretty bad, but they have so many on there, there must be some gems among them that makes it worth the $15. And the more you look at it, like, oh, no, they really don't. People watch the first few shows in those kind of, Velma type of series to laugh at them. Oh, wait, I think didn't the third Velma come out yesterday? I haven't seen it yet. And you can, there's ways to find it online, to laugh at the shows, and that's it. The shows themselves would have lost money, but they're part of the digital library. And overall, I don't think this business plan for Amazon, Disney, and Netflix, I can't see how it works out for them long term, and maybe there'll be a return to theaters when they realize, yeah, these shows are just. So we're gonna have advertisements and a paid subscription, and the shows aren't very good. Yeah, okay. How does that work out? I don't know. They're just going to keep cannibalizing from each other. Amazon and Netflix will just go back and forth taking market share. Eventually, people will realize that it's just not worth any amount of money. So, yes, by all means, remake Escape from LA. It'll be like everything else they remake. Just, you know, the chick in the background reminded me of Swamp Thing. Could they remake Swamp Thing? Like, yeah, you probably could because that movie was so low budget that I think probably like any improvement on it would probably be okay. But you did have what was her name, Adriana Barbaro in the Barbaro in the first movie, and she was also in the Stephen King movie later. She was great. It's like you just can't make any of these kind of movies. You can't make anything nowadays, can you? I mean, explain to me how you can make. Oh yeah, we're gonna make a Swamp Thing, Escape from L.A. Or New York, A New Hope. Believe it or not, they probably are going to make A New Hope because if you're in Disney's position, you're looking at the underperformance of everything across the board, and you're looking at New Hope, and you're like, oh, we're going to have to just remake New Hope like from the ground up, just retell the whole story, and of course they'll race and sex swap whoever they want, but they have to have that name recognition so people will view it as, oh, well, I got to complete the storyline or something, and to get people in the door, like, will they do that? Yeah, if they need the money, they probably will, and like it'll probably make money. It won't make. I mean, it won't be a cultural phenomenon, but neither was Disney Star Wars. They weren't cultural phenoms, but they did make money. I think. I mean, because they paid $4 billion for some of the rights, and you look at the money coming in. It's like they didn't make as much on toys, but yeah, eventually they're gonna look at New Hope, and then Empire Strikes Back, and like, oh gosh, for them to destroy Empire Strikes Back. And they will. Of course they will. It's like think of everything bad that Disney could do, everything bad that Hollywood could do, and like how do they come up the worst possible path forward? Oh, we'll remake the original Star Wars trilogy. Oh, but the people are still alive who really enjoyed those movies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're just gonna destroy it right in front of them. Oh, ouch. Yeah, they will. That's probably the path forward. It'll probably and just imagine the worst things. You know what I mean? Like whatever is in the cultural conscious now, like pox walks, furry otherkin, BLT relationships, like just nonstop. Just of course it'll be like Han and Luke will have their romantic relationship, and Princess Leia will have to go save them. It's just as lame as you can possibly imagine. Anyway, dark days for Hollywood. Yeah, I think so. I really do think so. Get yourself a cell phone and make some puppet movies. Honestly, it would be a better bet. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Join me on Subscribe Story, and I'll see you guys next episode.